Hey, back again. So, we're having some streaming issues. So, sorry about the start and stop there. So, I'm getting my fibers floating on the surface of the water now. Okay. And then I'm going to take my mold and decal, and I'm going to pass it underneath and up, so that I pick up the fibers that were floating. Okay. And I'm letting all of the water drip out. Now this is a good sign that it's taking a while to drip out. This shows me that this is really breaking down nicely. And the whole goal is that I don't want white paper. I actually want translucent paper. When you work with flax, it really, if it's broken down really well, when it dries, it should be translucent. And that's what I want with this costume, is for light to pass through. And so this costume will be ethereal when it's worn, especially in the sun, if we have a nice sunny day. So now I'm taking my decal off. Okay, there's my pulp, and basically it's a combination of surface tension and the natural glue in fiber, which is methyl cellulose, really, that holds everything together. And it's almost like tiny little Velcro strands that are holding all these fibers together, and it's not slipping off my screen. So now I'm going to do a technique called couching, where I'm going to transfer the paper from my screen down to a material called Pelon. Okay? And making sure that everything is really wet. That's a big part of paper making, is a lot of water everywhere. And we always need a trusty sponge. Because it's water and surface tension of water that holds things together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my screen down like a door. Okay? And then I'm going to press, and I'm going to use the water to help push the fibers down off of the screen. Because I'm making these very thin sheets, it's a little hard sometimes to transfer these down. So that's why I need a little help. And then I press, and then I slowly open up the door at the opposite end. And, well, we got a little crooked, but there's my sheet down there. Okay? And it's alright if it's creased. This is, again, just a sample for now. But what we're going to do is we're going to press it a bit, take out some of the extra water. Okay? And I'm going to go put it in my press to really sandwich all the fibers together. So I'm going to give some Pelon on top to give it cushioning. And then I have these felts that are used for more cushioning. And then we're going to carry this over to the press over here. Line it up. And this is a car jack, if everyone knows. This is a wonderful press. The Hollander beater and my press were made by this a paper maker in New Zealand. I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but this was all shipped from New Zealand a couple of years ago with a grant that I got through Mass MoCA. So, very excited to have this. So we're pressing out as much of the water as possible. And we'll let that sit for a while. And so what I thought we'd do while that's pressing is give you a bit of a tour of the inspirational space that I live in here. So we'll walk this way. And behind me is all my storage. some of my paper making projects going on. We're going to be getting to the sewing machine in a little while. This is the workspace over here. And then this is actually Olivier's workspace. He's a musician who's collaborating with me on another project that we're doing remotely with seniors, singing. So we'll talk more about that. I wanted to show you some more of my other artwork, my paperwork that I have framed. I've been working a lot with this recycled paper for a long time. So actually the paper in these two pieces are made also from linen fabric that I had woven years ago and then broke down and made into pulp. And then the lines that you see are a combination of drawing and the roots of flax seeds. So I've been doing this very organic kind of drawing for several years now in the handmade paper. But a new body of work that I've been doing is actually regenerating natural detritus. So this is the U.S. and Mexican border. The piece is called Borderlines. And the dark paper that you see is actually made from daylilies that I picked from the park across the street at the end of their life and dried those and boiled them and made them into paper pulp in my machine. And the lighter color in the strips is actually handmade kozo paper from mulberry tree. I took a class out at the paper making center called Carriage House Paper, and we actually chopped down a mulberry tree and peeled the bark and made the pulp from the inner bark. It was a whole weekend long process. You get the whole story behind the material. That's what's important to me, is that the materials themselves tell you a story about where they come from and where they're going to. And so, of course, with zero waste that we're making, we want to make something where all those materials, when they do break down, will go back to the earth. And that's what we are. We'll all go back to the earth. And that's what we're trying to do here at Earth Celebrations, is to remind everybody that everything we produce never disappears. It'll come back in some form, either as another plant, as another human, or as a giant plastic island in the middle of the ocean. So these are things that we keep in mind here with the pageant. I wanted to show you some other inspirations. Everyone knows I love tea, so it's just a quick look at my tea collection here to get a sense of how I live every day. And what I really want to show you is what my background is. My aunt was an artist. And when she died back in 2015, she left me her whole collection of I guess, basically folk art in a way. So we're going to come in and see and look at what I see every day when I wake up in the morning. And this was a collection. My aunt's home was a living museum. And so I only visited her home once as an 8-year-old girl. And it wasn't until I took care of her last year of life, that I got to live with these objects and now have at my home. So in particular, down here on this shelf, these are all Roman glass vases for perfume. And these glass pieces actually date back to 79 AD. So they are almost 2,000 years old.